What is up, guys? Welcome back to Overspray. In the last video you guys saw me primer up these side skirts, and I went ahead and sanded these off camera. And let me show you what else I have left, because we are going to actually paint these guys in this video. I know you guys been kind of waiting around for that one. Well, we are going to be painting. We are going to be using the VersaFlow as well. And so let me show you what I got and what we're going to do in this video. Alrighty, so in my last video I primed these guys up, and you guys could see that they are sanded down pretty much smooth. Still got minor defects I need to take care of. So got a little bit of a rock chip right here. Let the camera focus for a second. There you go. So you can see I got a little bit of rock chip here. I'm not going for perfection. You guys can see that there's still damage here on the bottom, but like I said, this is the bottom section of the side skirt, so we're not going to be too worried about what's on the bottom. We're just really worried about what's on top. And so like I said, there's minor areas where they're going to need some attention, and I'll show you what products I'm going to be using. And in this video, alright, so some of the products I'm going to be using is this single part glazing putty or spot putty. This is actually a 1K product, so it has no hardener, which is something I like. It's really for just minor stuff. It's not really for anything crazy. But yeah, it starts to dry almost immediately after you apply it. And what it uses to dry is basically just air. And yeah, I ended up having to buy another one of these because I left the cap open and it pretty much dried out the whole tube, and I had to go throw it away. So ended up getting a new one, and of course we're just going to use a little Bondo applicator here, and to obviously put some of that putty onto the side skirts. All right, and a couple more things that I picked up at the paint store. Picked up some little paint cups or mixing cups. I got some etching primer, but this is actually not for the side skirts. This is actually for the bare metal spots on the Honda Civic project car. And then we also got, well, ended up getting these. They were on sale. So 600 grit sanding paper with Velcro back. And then we also bought some DeVilbiss, I guess this is like a little cleaning cup, so you can clean your gun out. And last but not least, also got a new filter for the end, basically on the bottom of my spray guns, to kind of filter out any remaining moisture that might be in the airline. So I'll cut you back on when it's time to shoot some primer. So I just finished putting on some more spot putty in the areas that, well, basically that needed it. And I went ahead and did both. And yeah, there was far more spots that needed it, more than I actually thought. So we're going to go ahead and sand these down one more time. And then depending on how it comes out, we'll either spray some sealer. Here is I just got some rattle can sealer, nothing special for this one, but this just the Duplicolor primer sealer, as you guys see, Duplicolor. Just got this from O'Reilly's, and I ended up getting two, just to make sure I don't run out, because I do want to try to get this thing painted tonight. And yeah, so depending on how this ends up coming out, it's either I'm going to spray another layer of primer, which I'm hoping I don't have to, or if this thing comes out nice and smooth, the way I want it to, or the way I think it's going to come out, then I'll just go ahead and apply some sealer right on top of this, and then we'll commence with the painting part. So hopefully everything turns out well. And yeah, so I'm actually not going to record me sanding, just because sanding is pretty boring and it's hard to make it entertaining. And so I'm going to skip the sanding part for you guys, so you guys don't have to endure that pain of watching somebody sand. It's almost as bad as watching paint dry. So, but yeah, I'm going to cut you guys back in once I'm finished sanding. All right, so I went ahead and set up my infrared heater to get these parts, well, to get the spot putty to flash, because right now it's a little too cold and the spot putty is taking forever. Right now it is currently 68 degrees, as you guys can tell, and this thing is having a hard time drying. So I went ahead and just put that little heater down there. I didn't put it directly pointing to the parts where I needed sanding, or I mean where I needed it to flash. What I do is I usually heat it from the bottom, because obviously heat rises, so that for one, it doesn't flash like too fast and end up causing any chemical problems, I guess you could say. But also I end up warming up the plastic in order for it to flash kind of naturally, if you will. And I've done this quite a few times before, and it seems to work out well when you want something to pretty much bake or dry quickly. So yeah, so this is just a little trick I do to kind of get these things to kind of dry. And yeah, I'm just waiting on that, because like I said, it is a little chilly out tonight. And yeah, as it gets darker in the night, I'm sure it's going to get even colder. So I want to try to hurry up and get this thing done tonight, so that I can just leave them for tomorrow, or leave them drying overnight so I can get them tomorrow and clear the garage out. So slowly getting this stuff up to temperature, and I went ahead and stuck my little temperature gauge right near the plastic. You can see we raised the temperature a few degrees. 70, 75 is where this stuff likes to dry the quickest. Still takes about 10 to 15 minutes, but you can tell it's starting to dry. If you look here, I'm not sure if you guys can tell. Let's see. Probably the lighting is pretty poor. Let me go on this side. All right, so let's just take this one for example. Do you guys, some of you guys might be able to tell, but you see the center is a little bit darker than the outside. That's how you can tell it's not dry yet. And also, if you touch it, kind of feels a little bit gummy still. Usually visually, you'll see that the color will start to turn a little bit like a lighter beige instead of more like a brownish color. And here's a good example here. You can see that this one's a little bit like a whiter beige, and this one is still pretty dark. when this stuff fully dries, it kind of turns into this, closer to this color. And that's how visually you can tell that it's drying. And yeah, so we're just still waiting on this. Probably gonna give it another, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Like I said, the garage is on a cool day, and this is one of those things where you don't control your environment, the environment controls you. And so I'm doing whatever it takes to try to dry up this or flash off this spot putty. Alrighty boys, so finally I was able to sand down some of the spots that we repaired, and it's all ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot some sealer over this, and I'm not gonna be too worried about the primer spots. Like I said, not going too much in detail on these side skirts. They're pretty beat up, and eventually they are going to be replaced. So if you see parts like this, don't mind, all right? Because yeah, they are very beat up. So like I said, we're not going to focus too much on the bottom section. We're just going to worry about the top. So let me go ahead and put on the my respirator system, the 3M VersaFlow, and then we're going to go ahead and shoot some sealer out of a can. So let's get started. So I just got the sealer done on the side skirts. Just letting it basically flash off because it is a little bit cool right now, and the sealer is probably going to take a little bit to flash off, but that's okay. That gives me enough time to set up my paint, and we're going to be using obviously the Eurochem Milano red. That's what the color is. And yeah, so let me start mixing paint. Sorry, this camera is kind of weird today. Let me start mixing some paint, and then we'll start shooting some red on this thing. And then I bought some fast clear because it is a little bit cooler, so I wanted it to speed up. So I bought some fast clear in order to get that clear to you know, to flash basically. And yeah, so anyway, let me mix up some mix up some base, and get my guns ready, and we'll start shooting.
She's calling me, like the rainbow. She's calling me, like the rainbow, the rainbow.
just put down 2 coats of Milano red. This is how it's laying down thus far. This is the base. Still flashing off, but the temperature is dropping dramatically right now. It's in the mid 60s. So I'm gonna give this base a little bit more time to flash off. But I just want to show you what it's looking like right now. Like I said, it's not perfect. I'm not going for perfection on this one. I'm gonna put a 3rd coat, like I said, with the Tecna Pro Light. The reason I'm going with 3rd is for any color variance between parts. So most of the parts that I painted were 3 coats of red, and I want the colors obviously to match. Now you don't have so much problems with solid colors. Sometimes you could put 2 coats on a solid color and it'll look just the same as a 3rd, but you know, there's no way of really guaranteeing that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a 3rd just to make sure that all the red matches from part to part. And so yeah, so that's why I'm gonna do a 3rd, even though it doesn't really need it. But like I said, I want to make sure I got that color coverage. And so yeah, I'm just waiting on the base to flash off. I'm gonna give it another 5-10 minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes depending, because it's dropped down dramatically. Damn, just in the moment that I'm talking, it's dropped down to 59, so you can see it's starting to cool down dramatically right now. So yeah, I'm gonna give it some more time to flash, and then we'll cut you guys back on the 3rd coat, and then we'll get ready for to paint some clear with the SATA. The SATA is SATA 5000. There you go, SATA 5000 RP with a 1.3. And then for clear, I'm going to be using, where is it at? If I could find it, the new Evo. It's the new Evo Clear. This is the medium, but I have the fast over here. Let me grab that actually, since I'm gonna need it. So this is the fast hardener, and you can see it's recommended for 60 to 75 degrees. So we're right around the 60 range. So I gotta quickly shoot some clear on this thing before it starts cooling down. And I'll probably just shoot 2 coats of clear. Not too much dust on this one, surprisingly, even though the floor is super dusty with primer. Not too much dust, so pretty happy about that. Anyway guys, cut you back on the 3rd coat and for the clear. Alrighty guys, so I'm swapping over to the SATA 5000 decups adapter, ready to shoot some clear. I ran out of tack rag, so I'm just gonna blow off any dust that might be on the base, at least on the surface, and then yeah, just go ahead and wet this thing up. So let's go ahead and get ready to shoot. I don't see too much dust on it actually, but sometimes it's the stuff you can't see. just finished painting. Let me show you what it looks like. Got little bits of trash, just to forewarn you guys. So that's what it looks like. You can see bits of trash. Quite a big pieces of trash, I would say. But overall, it looks really, really good. I did 2 super wet coats, or I would say medium wet. Like I said, I did get trash or dust in it. It's gonna happen from time to time. There's seems to be a lot of dust right here in this small section right here. But overall, it came out really, really good. Anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm done painting for tonight. It's already too late, and yeah, I haven't even ate dinner or anything, so I'm gonna leave you guys with that one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, stay spraying, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.